You've probably heard fuel tips from friends, strangers, or even online experts. From magic gas-saving gadgets to premium fuel fairy tales, the world is packed with fuel myths that drivers swear by, and their wallets suffer for it. In this video, we're busting 10 of the dumbest fuel myths stupid people fall for. One might be quietly draining your wallet every time you hit the pump. Buckle up because we're about to separate fact from fiction. Myth number 10, turning off the AC saves gas mileage. Modern air conditioners are surprisingly fuel efficient. Their impact on gas mileage is minimal. Rolling down your windows seems like a solution. However, this creates aerodynamic drag at higher speeds. Drag forces the engine to work harder, burning more fuel. At city speeds, the effect is barely noticeable. On highways, though, the drag becomes a serious issue. Using the AC might actually save fuel. Open windows are less efficient at high speeds. Driving with no AC and closed windows on a hot day is torture. Your car will turn into a sauna, and your driving experience will be anything but pleasant. Fortunately, modern AC systems don't guzzle gas like before. This means you can stay comfortable without worrying. Choose AC over open windows for better fuel efficiency. Your ride will be cooler and more economical. Myth number 9, manual transmissions always save gas. It's true that manual transmissions once had the upper hand in fuel efficiency. Back then, they were simpler and gave drivers more control over gas mileage. But that's no longer the case. Modern automatics have come a long way. With advanced features like continuously variable transmissions, CVTs, and dual clutch systems, they can now match or even beat manuals in fuel efficiency. Here's why. Today's automatics use optimized gear ratios and smart electronics to make every drop of fuel count. In fact, studies show that many automatics outperform manuals at the pump. So, while driving stick might feel sporty, it doesn't guarantee better mileage anymore. The technology has evolved, and so has the way we save gas. Myth number 8, cruise control uses low fuel. Cruise control is often seen as a fuel-saving hack, but it's not always true. While it does help maintain a steady speed on flat highways, it's not a magic button for better fuel efficiency. The key factor here isn't the cruise control itself, it's how consistent your speed remains. On long, flat highways, it does a great job. It keeps your speed steady and avoids those little bursts of acceleration that waste fuel. But it gets tricky on hills. When you're driving uphill, cruise control tries to hold your set speed. That means it pushes the engine harder than necessary, burning extra fuel. An experienced driver, though, knows how to handle this better. They ease off the throttle on the climb and let gravity do the work on the way down. That smooth adjustment uses less fuel than the cruise control's rigid approach. But let's be honest, not everyone drives efficiently. Poor driving habits, like constant braking and sudden acceleration, waste far more fuel than cruise control ever could. In these cases, cruise control is the better option. Now, if you're an excellent driver, someone who reads the road, adjusts for hills, and manages speed with precision, you'll almost always do better than cruise control. The trick is knowing when to trust the tech and when to take control yourself. If you find these tips useful, subscribe for more straight-to-the-point car advice. Your support fuels this channel and keeps the honest tips coming. Let's dive into the next one. Myth number 7, topping off gets you more gas. Topping off your tank feels satisfying. You might think you're squeezing in extra fuel or hitting that perfect dollar amount. But here's the truth. It's a terrible idea. When the pump clicks off, your tank is full. Any extra gas doesn't go into your tank. It goes back into the pump or spills out. Worse, overfilling can damage your car's vapor recovery system. Modern cars have a charcoal canister designed to trap fuel vapors. These vapors are recycled and turned into usable fuel. But when you overfill, liquid fuel can flood this canister. Once the charcoal canister is damaged, your car can't control emissions properly. You'll notice reduced fuel efficiency and possible engine performance issues. There's also the problem of fuel expansion. Gas stored underground is cool, but once it's in your hot car, it heats up and expands. That excess fuel can leak out of the tank. You're not just wasting money, you're creating a fire hazard. Spilled fuel is flammable and harmful to the environment. And let's not forget the mess. That spilled fuel can damage your car's paint. Gasoline is corrosive, and if left sitting on your car's surface, it can eat away at the clear coat. So, when the pump clicks, stop. Topping off risks damage, wastes fuel, and endangers safety. Myth number 6. Premium gas cleans the engine and gives better performance. Premium gas sounds fancy, right? Better fuel, better performance, cleaner engine. At least, that's what the ads say. Well, if your car doesn't require premium fuel, you're just wasting money. Premium fuel has one main advantage: a higher octane rating. Regular gas has an octane level of 87, while premium starts at 91 or higher. Higher ratings prevent premature detonation or knocking in high-performance engines. If your engine doesn't need higher octane fuel, it won't benefit from it. Modern cars are designed to run efficiently on the fuel recommended in their manual. And about the cleaning claim, it's just marketing fluff. All gasoline, whether regular, mid-grade, or premium, contains detergents to prevent carbon buildup. There's no magical cleaning power in premium fuel. If your engine needs cleaning, a professional service is the way to go, not a premium pump. Oil companies can't claim premium fuel improves performance in engines designed for regular fuel. Instead, they market it as a cleaner option. But think about it. If regular gas was dirty, wouldn't every older car on the road have clogged fuel lines and injectors? They don't. Myth number 5. Filling up in the morning saves money. You've probably heard this one before. Fill up your tank in the morning to save money. The idea is that cooler temperatures mean denser fuel, giving you more gas per dollar. Sounds smart, right? Well, it's completely wrong. Gasoline at fuel stations is stored underground. These tanks are buried deep enough that their temperature stays almost constant, no matter the time of day. Whether it's morning, noon, or night, the fuel you're pumping is the same temperature. In fact, pump meters are calibrated for a specific fuel temperature. This means you're getting the same fuel volume regardless of the time you fill up. There's no clever trick to game the system here. Now, if you're environmentally conscious, cooler mornings might still have one advantage. Cooler air reduces the chances of fuel vapors escaping into the atmosphere. But as far as saving money, nope, no difference. What could cause problem is overfilling your tank with cool fuel and then letting your car sit in the sun. As the fuel warms up, it expands. This can cause gas to overflow slightly, forming small puddles under your vehicle. Motorcyclists see this issue more often since bike tanks are smaller and heat up faster. Fill up whenever it's convenient for you, and don't fall for this old myth. Gas is gas, morning, noon, or night. Myth number 4. Driving on a low fuel tank destroys the engine. Some drivers believe running on a low fuel tank damages the engine. No, it doesn't. Engines don't care if the tank is full or nearly empty. They only stop running when the tank runs completely dry. The concern often comes from the idea that low fuel causes dirt and debris to get sucked into the engine. However, your fuel pump always pulls fuel from the bottom of the tank, regardless of how full it is. If dirt or water is in the tank, it is pulled through the system, whether the tank is full or nearly empty. That's why fuel filters exist. They're designed to catch debris before it reaches your engine. In present cars, these filters are highly effective at keeping contaminants out. Some newer cars don't have replaceable fuel filters because the system is so well designed. Another concern is overheating the fuel pump. Fuel pumps rely on surrounding fuel for cooling. When the tank is almost empty, the pump has less fuel around it to stay cool. Over time, consistently running on empty could shorten the pump's lifespan. However, modern fuel pumps are built to handle typical driving habits. Occasionally, driving with low fuel won't destroy your pump overnight. If a car's fuel system were so fragile that it failed from low fuel levels, it would be a design flaw. So, should you avoid running on fumes? Yes, but not because of dirt or engine damage. It's mostly about preventing unnecessary wear on your fuel pump and avoiding the hassle of running out of gas. Myth number 3. Big gas stations have better fuel. All gasoline, whether from a big name brand or a small station, has to meet the same government standards. At its core, the fuel you get from Shell, Chevron, or Joe's Budget Gas is essentially the same. In most areas, gas comes from the same refineries. And here's a fun fact. You'll often see the same fuel truck delivering to multiple stations, no matter the logo on the sign. If the base fuel is the same, what's the difference? Additives. Big brands like Shell and Chevron add special blends to their fuel. These include detergents, lubricants, and corrosion inhibitors. Now, while these additives can help keep your engine clean, let's be clear, they don't improve mileage or boost engine performance. Despite what the marketing says, no additive will give your car extra horsepower or magically save you money on fuel. They're mostly for maintenance, not performance. Even well-known additives like Techron don't make your engine run any better. Sure, you can buy Techron separately and add it to your tank. But don't expect a noticeable difference when you hit the gas pedal. Smaller stations might skip these branded additives to keep prices low. But that doesn't mean their fuel is low quality. It still meets the same legal standards. For everyday driving, gas is gas. Whether from a premium station or a discount stop, your car won't know the difference. So, don't stress about brand names. Focus on keeping your tank full and your engine well maintained. Myth number 2. Fuel additives improve mileage and engine performance. Fuel additives promise big results, better mileage, cleaner engines, and improved performance. But here's the reality. Most of these claims are overhyped. If additives truly delivered game-changing results, fuel companies would already include them in their gasoline. After all, it would give them a massive marketing edge. But they don't, because the benefits are minimal at best. Some additives claim to clean your fuel system: tank, lines, pump, and injectors. While they can help in certain situations, the improvements are often temporary. Plus, the cost of buying additives outweighs any minor fuel savings. Then, some additives promise to clean cylinders, pistons, and exhaust valves. These claims are even harder to prove. Real-world tests often show only marginal improvements. In most cases, you're paying for results you'll never notice. And let's not forget octane boosters. These are some of the biggest offenders in the fuel additive market. They rarely deliver meaningful results, and performance gains are almost always exaggerated. That said, some well-known products like Seafoam can be useful. Occasionally, they help clean a neglected engine and prevent buildup. For most drivers, regular fuel maintenance, like using quality gas and changing filters, is far more effective than relying on additives. Don't expect miracles from a bottle. Most fuel additives are just expensive snake oil. If your car is well maintained, you don't need them at all. Myth number 1. Shutting the engine off at a stop saves gas. The idea that shutting off your engine at every stop saves gas comes from older car technology. Back in the carburetor days, starting an engine used much fuel, especially when cold. But modern fuel-injected engines are far more efficient. Today, starting a warm engine uses only a tiny bit more fuel than idling. However, idling still consumes fuel, so technically, turning off the engine does save gas. But is it worth it for short stops? Not really. For brief stops, like waiting at a traffic light, the savings are minimal. You'd need perfect timing to restart the engine just as the light turns green. Plus, constant restarting adds wear to your starter motor and ignition switch. Both are mechanical parts that can fail over time. The real benefit comes during longer stops. If you're stuck at a railway crossing, in heavy traffic, or waiting for a drawbridge, turning off the engine makes sense. In these situations, fuel savings are more noticeable. Hybrids handle this dilemma much better. They have advanced starter systems designed for frequent engine restarts. These systems spin the engine at idle speed, unlike conventional starters, which crank it more slowly. For traditional cars, shutting off the engine at every brief stop is more hassle than it's worth. The fuel savings are tiny, and the risk of starter wear outweighs the benefit. If you're stopped for less than 30 seconds, let the engine idle. For longer waits, go ahead and turn it off. Don't stress too much. It's not a game-changing fuel hack. Smart driving habits and proper car maintenance will save you far more fuel in the long run. Fuel myths might sound believable, but falling for them can burn through your wallet and mess with your car. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button and watch the next video on 3 reasons for high fuel consumption and how to minimize them.